News Wednesday evening, December 7, 2022, from the Federal High Court in Port Harcourt, where the APC in Rivers State was cleared to contest the 2023 elections. Justice Turaki Mohammed dismissed the suit by the PDP, asking the court to nullify the candidacy of all the legislative candidates of the APC in the state on the grounds that their primaries were not monitored by INEC and that they failed to comply with the Electoral Act. Justice Mohammed dismissed the case for lack of jurisdiction based on an earlier judgment of the Court of Appeal which barred political parties from interfering in the internal affairs of other parties. And still in Rivers State, the Governor, Nyesom Wike, has pledged to ensure that all roads in the state are motorable before he leaves office. Governor Wike said this during the flag-off of the Elekahia internal roads. He said leadership for him is about his own people. He also urged the people of Elekahia not to listen to propaganda, but focus on the development of the community.
So if you want to campaign in public schools, you have to apply 2 weeks to that campaign. It is applicable to every political party. No party will be exempted. And you deposit 5 billion naira first in case you destroy anything. So government cannot suffer because you are carrying out a campaign. Government should not suffer. You can't go to public institutions due to government money, people's tax money, because you are doing campaign. You are fighting amongst yourselves. Then you call government to come and repair and fix back those infrastructure. It's not possible.
On his part, Zonal Chairman of PDP South Dan Obi said the construction of Elekahia Road will help improve economic growth and development in Rivers State. He also commended the Governor on his political achievements. And moving on, Rivers State Police Command has arraigned 5 persons, including a stepfather, a pastor and a school teacher, for allegedly raping an 11-year-old girl. They were arraigned before a magistrate's court in Port Harcourt. A girl told journalists that the accused persons had at different times in Buguma, a Saritoro LGA, sexually abused her since she was 6 years old. A Federation of Women Lawyers, FIDA, says it will follow up the case. Also, the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, Rivers State Command says it recovered 43 ammunition after a gun battle with a kidnapped syndicate operating at Kuru Ama waterside. Now, a briefing newsman at the command headquarters in Port Harcourt, the State Commandant Michael Oga said the anti-vandal squad went after the kidnappers following an intelligence report. He said the criminals escaped through the waterways. Other items the NSCDC recovered include 6 AK-47 rifle magazines, 3 Tavor gun magazines, 43 Tavor K2 ammunition, 1 breech block and charms, among others. Also, the NSCDC arrested some suspects for illegal petroleum products dealing, attempted vandalism of the Nigerian Ajib Oil Company pipelines, conspiracy, illegal possession of ammunition and other criminal offences. And the Federal Controller of Works in Delta State, Jimo Olawale, says the new Second Niger Bridge will be opened on December 15. Olawale told newsmen today that Minister of Works, Babatunde Fashola, ordered the opening of the bridge, which is at 95% completion stage, to ease traffic during the Yuletide. He said the bridge will be open for only 30 days. And still ahead, Senate raises concerns over CBN's cash withdrawal policy. Do please stay tuned. banking to discuss the new policy during the screening of the CBN. As economic experts have given their opinions on the new cash withdrawal policy, economist Kola Ayeyen praised the new cash withdrawal policy but said it may not have any impact on the country's current inflation rate. Ayeyen spoke on Channels Television today.
The ABCD of the policy is substantially okay, but I'm not sure that this is what will move the needle for where Nigerians are. In context of our 46 trillion of money supply, what is a big problem that we have? It's been in the press that through ways and means, the federal government has borrowed 24 trillion. That is 4 trillion of CBN to say what can government do to pay its debt.
On his part, lecturer in the Department of Economics, Dr. Vide, told correspondent Emeka Otika that the CBN is fighting inflation without a corresponding level of productivity to increase supply.
I say for me, the policy is targeted at reducing inflation by reducing the liquidity in the economy. But my concern is that fighting inflation just using monetary tools will hamper the economy, because when you are trying to reduce spending from the economy by withdrawing money without corresponding production of goods and services, then you end up destroying some aggregates in the economy, just like unemployment. You end up inducing some hardship on the economy as well as creating more unemployment. So that's our concern.
Also, in public affairs analyst Emmanuel Ashikbo said the policy is to grow the economy by reducing the amount of money in the hands of individuals.
So if assembly knew they did the wrong thing, they're unconscious. We can't continue to be a one who say we have done the So if assembly knew.
I actually agree with CBN on this. This might not be a very popular opinion. People keeping money to themselves in their houses for whatever reason does not help the real sector. If you earn your money legally, you shouldn't be scared of this policy at all, because you can do all your transactions online. So you're restricted to just carrying cash. Your money in the bank is still your money. However, this policy took them unawares, and the time frame, it's too short that they can't do away with all those money unless they give it back to the public.
On the new CBN guidelines for POS, ATM and over-the-counter cash withdrawals is coming weeks after the redesigning of the narrow notes. Individuals will now be able to withdraw only 100,000 naira a week from over-the-counter and POS machines or ATMs, whereas corporate organizations can only access 500,000 naira per week, effective from July 9, 2023, while banks will only load 200 naira and lower denominations in their ATMs. Now a quick break. We'll return with the rest of today's bulletin. Please stay with us. transportation has slightly increased and may increase further. Our correspondent visited some motor parks and gathered the cost of travelling from Port Harcourt to Umuahia is now 3,000 naira as against 2,200 naira. From Port Harcourt to Enugu goes for 4,000 naira as against 3,000 naira. The cost for Port Harcourt to Lagos, which used to be 10,000 naira, now goes for 12,000 naira. While from Port Harcourt to Benin is now 5,000 naira as against 4,000 naira. And finally, cost of Port Harcourt to Abuja is now 15,000 naira as against 12,000 naira. A driver, Festus Okoregwe, told our correspondent the hike in price is due to increased patronage.
During festive period, the major one is just demand. When vehicles are less and the people traveling are much, then you consider the returning, because when you send vehicle to, let me take for instance Abakaliki, when they take people home, they have to come back empty. So you see that they are not paying the price of returning the vehicle. That is why there is always hike. Fuel is a factor, but that is not the determinant factor. Fuel contributes 30% hike on price. Basically demand. Because when all these vehicles go, no one return. Tomorrow you won't see vehicle here. So they are not paying the price of returning the vehicle.
In the same vein, Chairman, Livestock Dealers Association Felix Sajadi says the cost of transporting livestock into the state and feeding them till they are bought are the reasons for the hike in their prices.
The feeds that we are buying for 5,000, 3,000 today is 15,000. And you know it's a livestock. If you don't feed them, you stand to lose. Because if the goats are not in good health, the customers wouldn't feel happy to buy. Today they buy fuel. Some filling stations they sell for 250. And more especially, diesel is high today. Most of these vehicles, they use diesel. That is why the cost of transportation of one goat is 5,000. How much will you also consider in the feeding aspect of it? Because sometimes these goats will come here, they will last for like 3 days, 1 week, and you feed them.
And now, we're bringing you news from around the world.
At least 155 people have been injured after two trains collided on the outskirts of Barcelona. The crash yesterday happened at a station in Spain's northeastern Catalonia region. Local media reported the trains had been travelling in the same direction and collided while one was parked at the station. Catalan police are investigating the incident. And that's it. On the news this evening, you heard Federal High Court in Port Harcourt has cleared the Rivers APC to contest the 2023 elections. Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike has pledged to make all roads in the state more triple before he leaves office. And transport fares and livestock prices have increased as the Yuletide approaches. The Senate has raised concerns over the CBN's cash withdrawal policy. On the foreign scene, 155 people have been injured after two trains collided in Barcelona. And that was the news edited by Constance Mega. Cloudy weather expected in Port Harcourt this evening. Remember, collect your PVC and vote, because your vote is your voice. Thanks for listening. I'm Ade Dayo, Ilushakin. Good evening.